It's been 1 year since what we called the most anticipated tech of the year was released. Well, we're still kind of anticipating over here. And just when we thought getting out of 2020 was going to be a step in the right direction, 2021 has sent us through a roller coaster of different issues.
Well, it's all because of the global supply chain crisis that's happening right now.
1 year later, can you even get your hands on one of these consoles? Yes, but also no, not really. Unless you're willing to hand over nearly 2 consoles worth of money. But is it even worth it to get either the PS5 or Xbox Series X to begin with? We're not going to waste 20 minutes of your time to get into the nitty-gritty. At their current price? No, probably not. We'll go over the cool features that were announced with the consoles a year ago and see how they hold up today and why we think it may be a good idea to wait. Let's get into it. First up, design-wise, the PS5's large physique is still a downside for us. Even a year later, we're still not used to just how big this thing is.
He weighs a metric ton. His name? Fat Bastard.
For the Series X, we had originally said that it was nothing special to look at, but it's actually grown on us. It's a well-sized console, simple in design, and the cooling has proven very effective. Storage-wise, PlayStation finally opened up the option to expand your space with the SSD slot. Although it still requires a bit more work than the Xbox to plug in there, Sony's SSD capability has a lot more options to choose from. For controllers, PS5's new DualSense with haptic feedback was a major highlight upon release, but we're still pretty early on in iteration. Astro's Playroom is still probably the best showcase of the feature, but recent games like Returnal and Deathloop have also put the tech to good use. We recently played A Plague Tale: Innocence and can give it an honorable mention for using the haptic feedback with the pitter-patter of the rats in the game. But we'd love to see a major AAA title release get in-depth with how immersive this feature can be. Alright, but speaking of the games, this is the major reason why we think the systems aren't quite worth it yet. Truly next-gen games usually don't release until 2 or 3 years after a console is released. And for PS5, we'll still have to wait until 2022 for the likes of Horizon Forbidden West and God of War Ragnarok. Xbox, however, will have Halo Infinite releasing in early December and has been consistently crushing it with Xbox Game Pass, even adding GTA San Andreas from the Definitive Edition this week. Meanwhile, the PlayStation Collection is good, not great. If you had a PS4, then you likely played a lot of these games already. So overall, we think it's tough to justify dropping far more than retail price for either the PS5 or Xbox Series X right now. We know the holidays are right around the corner, but with port delays still an active problem, the likelihood of the price going down is slim. But the silver lining is that maybe it's okay to wait. Both are great systems and offer a lot of upgrades from the last console iteration, but the best has yet to come for these consoles. We have great PlayStation exclusives on the horizon and many Xbox Studio purchases waiting to come to fruition. But if we had to choose between the two, Xbox would be the better upgrade at the moment, giving that fan base many more options to choose from in the lineup history of the console, and their next major release coming very soon. Microsoft has also done a great job with providing remote play for players who want to jump back into their games on their PC, tablets, or phone, something PlayStation is still struggling with mastering well. If availability and price wasn't an issue, we'd say go for it. It's a nice upgrade regardless of which camp you're sitting in. However, the current state of the world is preventing these systems from coming into their own as gracefully as we had hoped. But we think and hope that maybe by summer 2022, there'll be more games to choose from, hopefully better price points, and maybe even talk of slimming down certain consoles. What do you think about the first year for the PS5 and Xbox Series X? Which one are you trying to get your hands on? If you like what we're doing and want to support our channel, we have some merch available like hats and hoodies linked in the description box. But you can always support the channel for free by liking this video and hitting the subscribe button. We'll be doing more gaming like VR and covering the Steam Deck whenever that gets released.